you wanna clean your carburetors? Oh yeah you do, yeah you do. Oh yeah, baby, we're about to get these carburetors so clean, you're gonna wanna make them dirty again. Ha. Ah.
Let's go ahead and crack into the diaphragms, and let's, oh, that came off nice and easy. Since all these screws are the same, I'm just gonna put them in a pile. And honestly, you could do the same with your float bowl screws if you really wanted to. Oh, also there's a spring underneath here. Now when you pull the top off, big spring. Now we've got our rubber diaphragm. Pop that out of place, hit the center, boom. Attached to a little plastic slide. Now these can be disassembled, and you want to make sure you clean the needle really well. I'll show you if you want to see how this gets disassembled. It might be, hopefully it's not too hard to see inside there. Pull this out, it's needle nose pliers, bada boom. Steel O-ring, a little spring on the end there, so you want to make sure if you don't see that spring, it went flying somewhere, so be careful. You can push your needle up and through. We can get a look at what's going on here. This is actually not in terrible condition, so I'm just gonna put this back in. Pull those apart later and clean them up if we really want to. I've had those springs get lost before, and it's not fun. You just pop it back in, and the way you tell that's working is that needle has a little bit of movement there. Your diaphragms, you wanna make sure that there's no rips or tears, any gaps. You can even peel it back like that. And that's how also we're gonna store it. So you can either hold it up to the light or just kind of pull on it and see if there's any tears or deterioration. So that's how I usually put them down when I'm leaving them down before I clean them. So I'll just push them like that. So you've got the plastic base and then just set it down that way. Looking inside of the top of the carburetor here, we have a little O-ring right here. I'm just gonna boop, pop that little bad boy out. And that is where that lines up on the lid. So those are only gonna go on one way, at least for these carburetors. Continue on, do the same thing for the other ones. Because of just how dirty these things are, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this choke bar here. It's not super hard to do. Hopefully everything comes off pretty easily and I won't have to fight everything. Let's see. Oh yeah. Nice. Yes, nice. Do you see that needle jetting there, but I don't know if it's gonna come out. I don't really have the proper tool to get that out, and it's this part that sits right in there. Oh, there it goes. That one just popped through. Oh, they all just popped through. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Directly down in the center where the jet goes. That main jet. Oh, baba boopy baby. Yabba dabba doo. Pop right out. Make my life easy. This flat part is gonna go down into the carburetor. Beveled edge, and that's the part where your needle's gonna go right into. The more that you can take apart, the more you feel comfortable taking apart, the better. My concern, there's an O-ring there and an O-ring there, and I don't know if those are good anymore. I can see that they're not. Oh, these have to get disconnected. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but whatever, you have to do what you've got to do. I don't see any other way that these come apart other than this one screw, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to there being a brace that usually has screws. I hope this is one really long bolt, because that would be fun. Oh yeah, it is. That is friggin' awesome. Oh yeah. You want to completely take apart your carburetors, just keep in mind that in this contraption here where you see these springs, there are these little springs that are part of the adjusters. These are what you use when you balance your carburetors. There's usually going to be 3 screws, sometimes 4, and that's how you balance them. What you're adjusting is these butterflies to each other. Just want to be careful when I pull these 2 apart. Spring doesn't go flying. So there's a spring, didn't fly anywhere. Yeah, see, those O-rings are friggin' shot, dude. That is not an O-ring. Oh, son of a, definitely not just your regular O-ring. That is a whole nother deal there. These carburetors are a little bit different. It's like another part I gotta order. Neat. Well, this originally was not part of the plan to go this deep into them. I was gonna show you guys just a really basic way to clean them, but because I'm having so many other issues, it looks like we're going deeper. We'll figure out where all those go later. I'm not too concerned. I'm not concerned. You guys should be concerned because you probably, if you're new to this, never really looked at carburetors before. Haha. What I need is some kind of pan. It's something where I'm just gonna be able to have the space to like spray and scrub while I get all the crap off of these. I've donated this cookie sheet to myself. I really need another workstation here. This is just not enough space to do all this. Oh, I have an idea. Come to me, my darling. This means I can sit. Ah, yes. The lazy generation. When it comes to cleaning the carburetors, I usually try and remove any rubber that's on there, hence us taking all of the diaphragms, all the little bits and pieces out. At this point, maybe I should just completely separate them. Oh god, the rubber in this is so shit. It's so bad. Yeah, it's not worth putting back together if you're gonna leave old gaskets in there. Just do the whole thing. So my best advice to you is do half at a time. Don't pull everything apart and have it all in front of you. It starts to get really confusing. Oh my good golly gosh, this is gonna be another repeat of the frickin' float needle. Come on, buddy. Lord, give me strength. Break free from your devil's home. So like I said, either use a respirator or in a well-ventilated area because we are gonna be working with some chemicals here. This is just your everyday Joe Blow kind of cleaning. This is nothing special. A little bit of cleaner. Stuff starts to come right off. Nylon brush. So this is where we're going to take the hops and we're going to polish the carburetor, specifically to the inside, and try and clean and polish the area where that slide goes up and down. These sort of deposits that you can see, all that black, this stuff takes it right off, seriously. Like almost gone. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I do like to try and, while I'm got it apart, get as much of the gunk out as I possibly can. Get these things squeaky clean. Oh yeah, see how dirty that is in there. It's gonna leave behind this oily residue, but we're gonna rinse this out and blow it out again before we put anything back together. So I'll probably blow this out one more time, but that's kind of it, done. I made sure that all of the holes as I was blowing through, darn it. Well, my camera cut out. You basically want to do that process to all 4 carburetors. Spray them out, scrub them down, spray out the inside, blow out the inside. I like to take the extra step of actually polishing and cleaning the inside and outside, making sure everything is super clean and cleared out. Believe it or not, it really doesn't take a whole lot for your pilot jets to become clogged up, and so if you miss any little pieces of stuff and it gets blown back out when you start your bike and get this on there, it's just going to be a whole nother nightmare of pulling these things back off, pulling them apart. Not necessarily to this point of breaking them down, but definitely blowing out the carburetor and the jets so that you know everything's clear again. So let's walk through how to clean up the jets and all the innards of your carburetor here. How your motorcycle was running before is going to be an indication of just how bad your carburetors are. This bike actually ran really well for having the issue with the intake boot being all messed up on the end. So I knew that it was gonna be all right. I'm gonna figure that all of these floats are okay, but one thing you wanna do for your floats on the inside, they're usually made out of plastic or something. You can shake them, hold them close to your ear. Usually you wanna do this right when they come out. You'll be able to hear if there's any liquid on the inside. There's also a way that you can put them in alcohol and see if they fill up and sink. I don't feel like it's necessary. Usually you're gonna be able to tell if it's taken on fluid, and they're actually really clean too. Sometimes they can get super nasty, especially the black plastic ones. I don't know why they tend to get extremely nasty. Yeah, they're all fine. We know that our floats are good. Normally I would take the seats and take a Q-tip and use that blue polish, as I was saying, the aluminum polish. Let's go ahead and do that. I know I've got a mess going on here, guys. Please, I know someone who's OCD out there is probably having a freaking heart attack. Like I said, you want to take a Q-tip, just a wee bit there. Shove it on in. Just give it a quick polish. And look, even that, you see, came out with quite a bit of gunk there. So now we know, and we'll spray this out. Now we know that is super duper clean and ready to seal perfectly. Very nice. So that's how you want to clean needle seats. If you're reusing the same ones, you want to replace that O-ring that clearly this one is disintegrated. I'll be using the new ones, and if they come with new ones, I guess it's up to you if you really want to use them. Personally, I'll use the ones that came with the bike and clean them up if I can, but clearly this one was crushed, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna use the new ones. We can start to clean our jets. So we've got our main needle jet and then the main jet, 60 there, pilot, mixture screw, which you can see is super, super gross, spring and whatnot, and that little washer you definitely don't want to lose. The way I usually do this, and you want to wear safety goggles, something to cover your eyes, because if this stuff gets in your eyes, it is just not fun. You can use a carburetor cleaner or a brake cleaner. I really like parts or brake cleaner, it works just fine. Just want to make sure to spray all that out. I want to make sure none of your stuff is around that. This will clean paint straight off of fairing. It's gonna fuck up plastic. Plug that up. And you just want to make sure it's going to come out of all these holes. See all those tiny little holes? What I like to do, hold it up to the light, see if I can see through those holes. Usually you'll see blockage, sometimes not, but it's always good to spray it out, plug it up, spray it. Anything that's in there gets blown out. I like to take the air as well, and everything's clear. Similar deal with this one. Your pilot jet is the one that you want to pay the most attention to, because this is the one that gives people the most problems, and is probably the reason that you may be digging into your carburetors anyway, which is rough starting. The bike has trouble idling, has trouble off idle. This is going to be your culprit. So you want to make sure to give this one really good attention and really make sure that this is all blown out. Ooh, right in the face. Oh, looks great. You don't really need this stuff, the hop stuff, but it's what I like to use to clean the metals. Got our fresh O-ring there. So the way that this goes on your mixture screw is always going to be spring, washer, O-ring. That's ready to go back into the carburetor. The stock jetting on this bike, 100 for your main jet. That's going to go on the long needle jet there. We've got a secondary air jet. I think it says 60. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then a pilot, which is a 15. I don't know, I might leave these stock, but if you were confused as to which jet goes where, because these look exactly the same, the 100 is gonna go in your main jet. You can repeat that with all of your carburetors, cleaning them out, cleaning your jets, getting everything all set with your new gaskets. Don't forget about the little needle seat that goes up into the carb. I'm just gonna quickly spray this off and that'll be ready to go back in. Now you can get those buckets that are the carburetor cleaner that have the basket that goes in the solution, and that works fantastic too. If you want to just take all of the rubber off of your jets and whatnot, throw it all in the basket and then take it out, give it a quick spray off and blow it all out, that would be perfectly fine too. You don't have to sit here and spray out every single one. And honestly, there's a lot of parts if you wanted to throw in there, that would be great. Any of the jets, some of these little pieces even that are super dirty, these little pieces that like go in between the carburetor bodies. Obviously you don't want to put your floats or anything like that in there. Just be conscious of it, you know, don't be stupid. If it seems like it's gonna get eaten up, it'll probably get eaten up. And you only want to leave it in there for 15 minutes too, if you're using that stuff. No more than 15 minutes. because it will dissolve your shit, dude. Let's get to the diaphragms. Show you guys how to clean a diaphragm, because yeah, these get super nasty. Super powerful ballistol. Cleans rubber. Ooh, man, this stuff is so stinky. I kind of like the smell, honestly, but it makes me feel kind of sick. Like I can't do it after a certain amount of time. Just wipe it. Just want to wipe. Kind of scrub it all down. I'm just trying to get the gunk and grease and whatnot off of there. All the yuckiness off. See, look at how nasty that is, dude. Oof, man, this stuff is so strong, though. You're right, that's about it. Keep on moving down the line and finishing up all of them. You probably don't have to clean them, but I'm super duper detailed when it comes to carburetors, as in, once I open this up and clean it, I don't ever want to have to go back into it. I'm pretty much done, because it's just so much labor to get it out, pull everything apart, put it all back together, get the bike all back together, put your fucking gas tank on. So I very much encourage you to just order the cleaning stuff, get yourself gloves, get yourself some good cleaner, some good clean blue towels or something, and really do this right. As far as the tops, I'm not gonna go too crazy on these. I'll probably use a little bit of ballistol. Honestly, I don't care too much about the caps. Maybe I'll paint them. That'd be kind of cool. For the springs, if you really want to clean them, and I guess you have to have kind of a small finger to do this. Well, I guess my finger's not that small. What I'll usually do is just bunch up the whole spring like that, and then just take something and wipe it down real quick, or spray it like that. If you've got damage, you definitely want to replace your diaphragms. It's going to cause vacuum issues. Other than that, go through one at a time. You can clean all your jets at the same time, but just make sure you're keeping everything in one spot, not moving stuff around. I know this looks chaotic, probably, if you've never done the carburetors, but I've done this so many times. Everything's, for me, this is normal. This is a normal setup. I know it's a little messy here. I'm gonna continue on, and next time this shows up, it's gonna be time to put it all back together, and we'll show you how to do that. So thank you for watching this video. If you wanna support this channel, please consider signing up for my Patreon. It is only $1 a month, $5 a month if you like to be extra supportive. Otherwise, you can check out my TeePublic, where I have designs for sale. You can get it in stickers, magnets, literally t-shirts, hoodies, tapestries, if you so desire. Every little thing you guys do supports this channel, whether you want to like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in part 3. Peace.